Hello, this is Yami with Boss Latina again, and I have another training video for you guys. Recently, in my private Facebook group, I was asked by one of my members how to create a consistent and cohesive Pinterest account so that when new potential followers come across their profile, they get captivated by how well it looks and would want to follow them. Now, that's exactly what we're going to go into. We're going to create a captivating and cohesive Pinterest account, and I am going to show you how to do that in this video. Now, here's what to expect. We're going to talk a little bit about branding and what it is exactly, why you should be on Pinterest if you have a blog or a business account, or even if you're in direct sales. Whatever it is you do, if you have a small business, Pinterest is the way to go. Now, we're going to talk about setting up your Pinterest profile for success, how you need to set it up in order to be more efficient, and create consistency with your Pinterest board. So again, so that when new people come across your profile, they see how organized and well put together it is and cohesive it is that they would want to become a follower. Now, defining your brand for your business. Now, this is just more than just your logo. This is basically who you are, who you serve, what you provide, in other words, the content that you bring to the table or the products that you sell, and the overall design, basically the visual component of your brand. Now, as far as who you are, this could be your profession, what it is that you graduated in. Now, you don't have to have an education in what you do. As a matter of fact, a lot of people don't because there are no blogging degrees out there. However, it's basically, your background, where you came from, how you got to doing what you do, how many years experience you have, your success. And then obviously your personality. Is it more formal and cater to everybody, or are you more laid back and fun and use, fun words and descriptions and more bright and a little bit more out there? And that's okay. Again, this is all great. You have to just define who you are and how exactly you're going to portray that. Now, target audience is who you serve. Whether or not you need to determine what age group you're going to be catering to, with gender, if it's one or the other, if it's both, like if it's young female millennials going to college, or if it's couples that you are helping out. Even where they are depends on it could be the country, it could be a state. Heck, it could even be a city. Now, you just need to really try to understand who it is that you are going to serve and their interests. Do they want to learn more about baking or home DIY, or do they want to know more about time management? You need to understand what it is that they are looking for in order to narrow down your target audience. Now, what you provide. And it can be in the form of services, whether or not it is you do web hosting or web design. Also, products. Maybe you sell. Maybe you're in direct sales and you do beauty and cosmetics and self-care. You provide those kind of products. Whether it's digital or physical, like I just mentioned, or maybe you have courses, vlogging content, ebooks. Any of that matter. Or programs. Maybe you're a fitness instructor and you want to create digital programs for people to become more healthier and live healthier lifestyles. And that's also another way. Another thing that you can do as far as, what you provide to your audience. And you can even do one-on-one coaching sessions, whether it's life coaching, business coaching, lifestyle coaching. It really could be anything. You just have to understand exactly what you are going to be bringing to the table for your audience. And then lastly is design. Those visual components that comprise of your logo, the colors that you want to use for your site, the overall theme, your website, what it looks like. Is it going to be dark? Is it going to be a little bit image heavy? Is it going to be very light and bright and cheerful? That kind of stuff. The tone as far as how you speak to your audience. And then obviously, the fonts that you use and the images that you have that are going to be all part of your overall design. Now, why even brand? Well, you want to have a professional look. You want people to see that you're a professional off the bat. There's a lot of competition out there, a lot of blogs, a lot of online businesses, and you really need to step up your game even when you first start. You have to look like you have got your stuff in check. In that way, people will be more apt to follow you. Now, it'll differentiate you from everyone else. It'll give you a distinguished look, a distinguished tone, brand, style. It's going to set you apart. And again, you have to create this brand and this tone and theme that you bring. You might bring the same thing as others to the table or something similar, but you bring your own style to it. And that's what people will cater to. There are a lot of DIY and home decor blogs out there. There's a lot of blogging about blogging blogs out there. But each and every one of them have their own following because of the way that the person delivers the content, whether it be through the tone, whether it be how they deliver. Like I deliver a lot of video trainings, and that's how I like to teach and share my information. And people look to that. Some people are more visual. So you just have to find out what your area of expertise and how you can deliver it. And that is going to differentiate you from the competition out there. It'll give you consistency. Everything will look cohesive and branded and professional again. So having that same consistent look and tone and feel is going to make everything a lot easier and have it go well together. And then finally, it's going to give you recognition because people are going to start noticing your style, your images, and your products even online, and immediately they're going to recognize you and go, oh, I know who that is. She uses this and this. This is how she delivers her content. These are her colors. That has to be so-and-so. So this is why you want to brand. Now, again, remember, branding consists of who you are, who you serve, what you provide, and your overall design. So when you brand, you're going to actually have to spread it out a lot of places. First of all, it's going to be your website. Then if you have a physical site, somewhere like a store or a shop, location, it's going to have the branding there too. And then on social media, because you want to have a social media presence. Social media is heavily used by online business owners, regular business owners, and bloggers in order to get their information out so they can start reaching people and bring them back. Now, as far as social media, we're talking about Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook in this instance. Just to keep things simple, there's a lot more social media sites out there, but we're just keeping it to these two. So you can see how your brand actually separates out to all these different areas. But we're going to talk about Pinterest in this presentation. Now, you want to have a style guide created in order to help remind you exactly what your brand is every time, or if you have to go back and refer to it if you're going to create some new image. And you want to have it handy so that you never forget exactly what hex codes you need for your colors and what fonts it is that you use and the style that you want to accomplish. Now, this is my very simple style guide. When I first came up with Boss Latina, I created it on my own, and it basically tells you what my fonts are, the colors that I use, and kind of my target audience with the girl there, the professional girl looking very sleek there, and then the components, the office component, the blogging, the business kind of side of it, and also the gold and the more chic look that I like to have on my website. Now, if you want to learn how to do a brand style guide like the one I showed you, I actually have a little tutorial for you. That's located in the Boss Video Vault, which is a new resource library comprised of all videos, making it easy for you to access everything in one location you can go on to my website, bosslatina.com, hit this little icon, and it'll take you to where you can access the vault. Now, it's pretty cool because there's also some free downloads that are associated with some of the videos, like font pairings for your brand, 20 pairs that take the guesswork out of your professional look. That's one of the free guides that I have with one of my videos inside the Boss Vault, and that's the one for the brand style guide tutorial. So definitely go to bosslatina.com if you want to check out that video and also get these font pairings for your brand. All right, so now why Pinterest? Well, first of all, it works as a search engine. That's basically what it is. And it gives Google a run for its money because there's a lot of people on Pinterest every day. And people are constantly looking at it. Now, blog posts and items for sale are great to post on Pinterest because people are actively looking for these things. It's a great place for us as bloggers and business owners to put our content out there so that people who are looking for the stuff that we provide can easily find them. Now, Pinterest has over 150 million active users daily. That is a lot of people. Your potential reach on Pinterest is huge. And users are actively looking for things to try, replicate, and even buy on Pinterest rather than just Google, where they might be just trying to find the answer to a question. And Pinterest users are 5 times better at driving sales than in any other platform. So you can see why Pinterest is a great tool for us bloggers to use and business owners so that we can get whatever it is that we provide, whether it be a digital product, a blog post, or a physical good, to the hands of these people who are actually looking to purchase and looking to try new things. So, your Pinterest account, we need to talk about setting it up. Setting up your profile for success. Instead of just putting your name, your website, and start pinning, you need to understand how to use it strategically in order for people who come across it want to follow you. Now, we're going to talk about creating cover images for your brand, for your boards. If you want to create a consistent look across your Pinterest profile, you need to create cover images so that it gives the people an understanding of exactly what it is that you are pinning on your Pinterest account. And we're going to go over creating your branded pins for those boards as well. Okay, so we're here in my Pinterest account. And as you notice, I have the same image that I use for my presentations, as you just saw, and also the same image I use on my blog, the same image that I use for all of my social media accounts. You want to create consistency. You want people to recognize who you are off the bat. So keep this image consistent. That's the first thing. Also, I have my website up here that people can go and visit, but I have a small description about what it is that I do. And I actually have a call to action, which is basically a request to get any potential followers and any Pinterest pinners that happen to come across your board to take action. Now here, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get people to join my free community, my Facebook group that's for bloggers and online business owners. So I actually have a message that says join our community free. And I even include the URL for them to go. Now they can't click on it. However, they can copy it and paste it on their browser and actually join in. Now, the best thing to do here would be to truncate that URL, first of all, because there's only a certain amount of characters that you can use in this description. And two, you want to track to see if it gains any traction, to see if it actually works, if people are clicking on it. So, or using it, I'm sorry. So you want to create a shortened URL with the help of bit.ly so that you can see whether or not this is actually being used and people are coming from this location. Now, also here, I didn't just put my name or, just Boss Latina. I actually put blogging, entrepreneur, monetization strategies, small biz, o bloguera, and emprendimiento, which is Spanish for blogger and entrepreneur. so that anybody searching these terms would come across my profile. So if you are a therapist, you need to write that down. If you are a consultant for a direct sales kind of business, like maybe Mary Kay, put that on there. Put as many of the things that would apply to you on your name, your account. And this is basically, it's really easy. You just go to business accounts basic and you go to your profile, and this, your business name, is where you would change that. And this is where you would put that little blurb that's about you that says, you know, join join our community for free on the blog, and it shows that little URL for the Facebook group that I have. Now, so those are the important things that you want to have on there. Definitely use this. This is going to work as far as for SEO purposes, search engine optimization purposes. You definitely want to come up when people are searching for these different topics, and you want them to do something. So invite them for something. If you have a download that you want them to get, if you want them to give them access for a guide, a membership, or something like that, put it on here. Do a call to action and see if people will go to your site, because after all, the main goal of having a social media account like Pinterest is to get people to come back and visit your website. Then the new Pinterest actually has this nice board up here that kind of scrolls. What you want to do is, first of all, you want to put your blog or business board on there. That's the very first one that you want to put on there. And then you want to put some that are really great. When you look into your analytics, once you create a business account for your Pinterest profile, you're going to find out which boards are doing the best. So you want to highlight the best boards that are generating a lot of repins to highlight up here on this this screen right here. You get up to 5. And then you want to put all of your boards like this. The topics that you pin the most about. The very first one is obviously going to be your website. And I actually have 2 because one's actually in Spanish. But then I pin about social media, growing your blog, design, monetization. So what I did was I created a look for my Pinterest profile that once people come across it, they see exactly what I pin. They don't have to wonder, well, what's this board about? Because sometimes there's so many images in these little boards and the look of them have changed, so they're a little different. They're a little bit more busier on the eyes. So some people might not come down here and read this. They're just going to focus on the images. And if the image is clearly stating that you pin about Facebook on this board and people want to learn about Facebook and or how to grow their blog, then they're going to want to follow that. They're going to see it right away, and they can either choose to follow the board or follow you in general. So creating a nice, cohesive, branded profile is going to help you gain more followers. Now, just one thing to note, if you are a member of a group board, you cannot change the cover image, and that's totally okay. You just want to do the most important boards up here, the ones that you can create a look for, and then put all of the group boards down here. And also more of the boards that don't really generate a lot of traffic. But a lot of these right here that you see, those are all these group boards that I'm in that I really can't do anything. But people are not going to see that right away. They're just going to see this. And this is making it super easy for them to figure out exactly what it is that I pin about. Now, I used an image and I used my brand colors in this. And I kept it very simple. Use the same image over and over again, same font, same gold bands, and that was it. Now you can do something a little bit different. Let me show you another account. This is Ivory Mix's account. And as you can see, she's got the same thing. She's got her image that she uses across all of her social media accounts. She has the call to action right here. And again, as you can see, she used Bitly because she is tracking to see how it is that this link is doing. She's got different things here. She's got her name of her blog. And she also has other keywords for search engine optimization. she also has her boards. Now if you look, she's got really bright coloring as far as her brand is concerned, and she used different images, but the font is the same and the idea is the same. She has start a blog, branding, photo tips, career tips, and it creates a cohesive look across her boards. Now you can make it even more simple. You don't have to have a lot of branding or a lot of images going on. You can make it very simple, just like Chantel. She also has her website right here. She doesn't have a call to action, but she definitely says what she does. And she does use this image throughout her profile, so she's easily recognizable. And here she kept her profile, her business name a little bit more simple. But she did put some great boards up here, and her boards are branded off the bat. Very easy to read. She used very simple backgrounds and colors, the same background, and kept the fonts the same, and branded her boards. Now she's also a member of different group boards, so again, they're at the bottom, as you can see. But once you go to her profile and see what she pins about, you know whether or not you want to follow her, because everything is right there, very easily laid out. So now we're going to go into how to create these little images to put on your boards and to have them as cover images. And we're going to do this very simple, and I'm going to show you how to create them and how to upload them, okay? All right, here we go. Okay, so now we're going to create that cover image for your Pinterest boards. Now the best place to do this is Canva. And one of the best reasons is because they actually have these pre-made designs up here that all you have to do is pick and choose and start creating. And it's free. So what we want to do is, now that Pinterest has kind of actually changed the way their cover boards look like, they've actually kind of made it easier for us to upload an image to create a cover board. Now, I don't know how long that's going to last, because they have changed it a couple times in the past couple months. But for right now, it's super easy. What you need to do is pick the social media design. That's going to give you that nice square image to put on your cover as your cover photo. Okay, so we're going to just select this one. And as you can see, it's 800 by 800 pixels. We have the social media design up here, and it's a blank slate. And what you see here on the left are layouts that are pre-made. Some are free, that are pre-created by Canva, and some of them you have to pay for. And you find out if you click on it, you'll see this little dollar sign that'll pop up, and you actually have to pay for it. And they're only $1 if you really like one. Now, here's a little hack. Just because you like one doesn't mean you have to pay for it. The only reason that there's a dollar assigned to it is if you use their image. But you can actually replace their image in the back with one of your own, and then the layout is free. So don't let that deter you from actually using one of those paid for images. Again, it's just for the image that they're using, but once you remove that, you don't have to pay for it. So you can go here and scroll through and see what you like, or if not, you can create it from scratch. And that's essentially what I did. You have different elements here, like free photos that you can use. You have different grids that you can create, frames, shapes that you can add, even lines and illustration that you can put in there. Now, if you want to keep it simple, because Pinterest is a very image heavy platform, you want to be able to use something that captivates interest and not make it too busy. Now, for my background that I use on my Pinterest profile, I used an upload an image just like this, and I cropped it to fit a more square shape, and that's what I used for my background, just like that. Really simple. Then I added text, and let's see, just like this. I know there's a board on Periscope that needs um, a cover image. So what we're going to do is we're going to change the color, and we're going to use my color. We're going to change the font, the one that I'm using on there. Now when I first started out Bossatina, I'd actually used lobster and italics. I've changed since then, but this actually looks better for my cover photos than the ones that I use now. So I'm just keeping these consistent and using the old font for my Pinterest. Now you can make this as big as you can. This is just one word, so I would probably I would definitely use the biggest that I can possibly use on this. Again, because the cover images that you will see on Pinterest are going to be small, so you want to make the font big. So you want to center it like this. And I also add a little gold band on each side. Again, because the gold is part of my branding for my website. And you don't have to use it. You can really do a lot with this to make it your own and to make your brand and your cover images stand out. I have so many things that I've uploaded. Hopefully I can get to it real quick. You can see I use that gold band in a lot of places. So this is what I was talking about, using the same features over and over again, because people will recognize who you are when you are consistent with these details. Now I'm just going to copy that and add it over here. And that's basically what I did. That is my cover image for my Pinterest cover boards. So then what I would do is I would download, and it recommends a PNG file format. Now what I would do is I would create all of my images and upload them or download them at once. I'm just going to move this to my desktop really quick. But basically what you do is, when you know the boards that you're going to need cover images for, after you've set this up, just duplicate it and change it. Say you want a YouTube cover. Duplicate that again. Let's say you want a blog tips image or cover. There you go. And you just do this until you create all the ones that you need. It's going to make it super fast for you to create them this way. When you download them, it's going to download them into a zip file. And then you just pull from that file every single time you upload a new image onto your cover board. Simple as that. That way you don't have to create one, upload it, edit this again, create another, upload it, and take it to Pinterest. That'll take way too long. So again, it's just this little duplicate, and it'll duplicate the image exactly for you. Alright, so once you have that image and you've saved it, what you want to do is go to the board that you want to edit or add that cover image for. Upload it, and you are going to save a pin. Now you're going to select it from your device, which is your computer. You're going to upload that image, and as you remember, I actually chose the desktop to save it in. Now we're looking for that. There it is. And I don't even know why that says Leslie's Bachelorette. I think it was the image that I selected earlier. But anyways, don't worry about that right now. So while that's uploading, you can add the URL to your image. Now, you can add a Periscope account to that. That way you can drive people over to your Periscope account, or you can drive them back to your URL. Whichever you do is always include a URL for this. Don't just let it be an image that kind of floats around Pinterest, because even if somebody accidentally clicks on it, you'll take them to your website if you so choose, or whatever social media platform that you want to take them to. So don't leave that destination URL blank. Now you're going to continue. We are going to pin this to the Periscope board, And you can create a description on this as well. Tips. Put a board on tips for Periscope. We're going to select the Periscope board where we're going to add it to. And you're going to see, you can see it now. It's going to show up. There it is. You're going to close out of that and you're going to go back to your board and you're going to edit it. Now what you need to do is change that cover. And there it is. The very last image that you upload to that board is the one that's going to show up on here. If not, if it was done previously, all you got to do is kind of sort through it. But you see, it's right there. You're going to save the changes. You're going to save it again. And when you go back to your profile, you actually have to refresh it. Once you go back to your profile, you're going to see that there it is. There's that Periscope board that we just changed and added that cover image to. And you're going to want to put it up here because that's where all of your branded cover boards are at. And that's as simple as that. That's how you create a cover board for your Pinterest accounts. Easy as that. And again, remember that your pins should also contain the same look. These are my pins for my Bossatina account, and as you can see, here are some of the older ones that I used to use before I decided I would go with this look. But as you can see, everything has a pretty much consistent look and feel to it. The same colors, fonts, the gold band, and also, as you can see, I use a lot of the tricks and tips from my blog post that actually shows you the best and most captivating images to use on Pinterest. You can also find more of that information in that blog. If you check out my blog at bosslatina.com, I actually show you the 9 best images to use on Pinterest in order to captivate and capture more viewers. So I use a lot of those in my pins. And that's basically it. That is how you create a consistent and cohesive look for your Pinterest account. I appreciate you watching. If you have any questions, just list them below. And again, don't forget to check out the Boss Video Vault, where there are other trainings that you can access on my website that'll give you also some great downloads in order for you to have resources, etc. So with that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, let me know if you have any questions. And this is Yami with Bossatina, and I hope this helps. Until the next training video. Now, the same thing you do with those cover boards, you're going to want to do for your Pinterest pins. Again, we want to create that cohesive look, not just for our social media profiles, but also the content that we put out there. So, the best place, again, to do this is Canva. And as you can see, there is a pre-made Pinterest graphic. And if you read my blog post on the best images to captivate interest on Pinterest, you'll know that the 735 pixels by 1102 is the ideal size for Pinterest. And you can select that and start creating your Pinterest images. Now, I've already started that. And as you can see, I use this here. And I create several and reuse them depending on the style of the title and what I'm going to be sharing on them. Like this right here, I have an image where I share the video training that I have in that blog post. This one doesn't, so if I didn't need that, I might just pull this one up, put the new title in there, and just select a different background. But if you want to see how to do this from scratch, ooh, look at this. I go all the way down here. I'll show you how. Now let's just delete all this stuff. Now, first things first, you have to have good images on your pins for Pinterest. It is a very visual platform and you need to stand out. You can use anything that you have. If you take your own images, feel free to use those. Or you can use Style Stock Photography, and there are several sites out there that offer free photography, or even paid options that are great. Now I have a lot, as you can see here. Let me see what I want to use. I think I might want to use this one. So let's say this is the image that I want to use. There you go. There's the background image, and as you can see, I like to have an overlay over my images so that I can highlight my title, and that's as simple as putting in an element. I use a square for this one. I bring it in a little bit, make it tall, up there. I change the color to white. You can go here and make it any color you want. I make it white, and then up here I make it transparent. Actually, I don't even know what kind of transparency I use. So if you forget how transparent you have your images, just go to the one that you previously made, and there you go. I have an 88 transparency. So I'll change that to 88 to keep everything consistent. Then I'll add my title. Simple as adding a heading. I'll keep this one simple. I will change it to my font, and in this case I'll change it to my Merriweather. I like it bold, and I'm going to increase that font size. Oops, that is way too big. Okay, so there you go. Now you can highlight one of these words by changing the color. You can also change the spacing on it, because sometimes when you make it vertical, it doesn't really look right. There's too much white space in between here. So definitely adjust the spacing. You can do it for the letters. You can squeeze them in or spread them out as much as you want. Or you can change the height like I just did. Now, put that in the center. Let's do this to fill in more space. There you go. Create it like that. If you want to highlight blog, do the same thing and change that, or you can change out the font. Now you won't be able to do it within this. You're going to actually have to create. I usually like to do is just copy it. This is already written. Copy that. You can change it to your other, oops, wrong way. Your other font that you use for your blog or your brand in this case. Increase the size. And I might want to change the Pinterest up here to match that same one to create consistency. Again, you're going to have to actually take that one out. Let me change this to smaller. Copy this. And change that out. Now because I squeeze that in there, I might have to make my line height a little bit more. Oh, sorry, got the wrong one. There we go. Make that a little bit more so that I can come in here and center that. So there's a nice little title there. How to create Pinterest pins for your blog. And then we have this band that I like to use. Now you can select it from your uploads like I did earlier in the first part of this video, or you can just copy and paste it and bring it down. You can copy and paste it again. And put the band on top. Again, this is just my style. This is how I do my pins. So this is how I create them. And there you go. I created my branded pin for my blog post. I guess I'll leave it like that. And all you got to do is download it. Now you don't have to download all of these. Just pick the one that you want to download. This one in this case is 11. Download it and you're good to go. Then you can add this to your blog post and add that blog post image to your branded boards on Pinterest so everybody can share. And there it is, how to create Pinterest pins for your blog. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you go to bosslatina.com and subscribe to the Boss Video Vault so you can get more video trainings like this, and also join us in our Facebook group. So if you have any more questions on this kind of tutorial, or you wish to learn something else, we are there to help. I am there to give you more video trainings, so feel free to come on over and get more support and get your questions answered. This is Yami with Boss Latina signing off until the next video. Hope to see you then.